Alright, welcome back everybody. It is Vocals here today. We are going to be talking about the next list in my deck guides leading up to Nationals and everything. This is going to be purple EVA this time. Again, not spear variation, but purple Willie. This deck did lose the 1-drop Mari Searcher, which I will pull up later. So we did make some changes to the deck. Instead of playing 4 of them, I'm playing 2 of the 1-drop Asukas and 2 Wonders. We'll get to those cards when we get to those so you can understand them a little bit more on why we are playing them. So today we're going to start with 3 0-drop Misatos, which are when played, you get to buff something by 1,000, also being a draw trigger. This is a raid target and also a Willie. So you understand almost every card in this deck is a Willie. We'll get to reasons why that matters later, and that is why the name of the deck is Willie. We're going to be playing 4 0-drop Asukas. Get triggers 1500 is just a raid target for 2 of our raids, and also just a good discard target for some other effects. 0-drop Mari, 0-drop 2k active trigger, raid target. Nothing much crazy to say there. 1-drop Asuka, this is our impact negator, draw trigger 2k. Like I said, 2 of these are in over the 4-drop Mari we did not get. 4 2-drop Asuka, 3k with the activate main. If it's in the front line, you can discard a Willie affinity, which is the whole deck. Choose one character in your opponent's front line, gets minus 1,000. This can kill bodies, so if they have like a 500 on board, you can just discard a card, remove it. It is also a 3k body with draw trigger. Now we have the starter deck Asuka. This comes in the pack in the back of the red starter deck. This is a 2-drop 3k, but it has, when this character is rated on, you can choose one of the following. Draw a card or minus a guy by 1,000. And this is an on play, so you can stack it with the on plays of your raids, which we'll get to where it combos with this one or this one in a second. Then we're going to be playing 4 of the 3-drop Masato, which is activate main. You may discard a Willie to draw a card. So we get to turn all these extra 0s and 1s that we have into other cards to try and fill up our trash for the 4-drop, or just to find us more of our raids. Then we're playing the color trigger 3-drop Mari, just like they were playing in Spear. This is activate main. You can choose a Willie character, which is your whole deck in this one, unlike Spear. If it's not blocked, draw a card. Just a good draw engine. We're playing 4 of the production model 2. I call these Kenpachi raids, but in EVA, when this character would be sidelined, you can just derate it. So you can just take the raid itself, this 4-drop card, off the baby of the thing and put it in the trash. And then when played, it gives minus 1,000. So for turns where you play this 4-drop and raid it on top of this 2-drop Asuka, you can give a guy minus 2k, or you can give 2 different things minus 1k, or you can minus 1k and draw a card. So it's really flexible, and then you usually save this as your final attacker because you can swing the rest of your board, and if your opponent hits like a special, if they target this, you just take the top card off, and then you still get to swing with the body that's underneath. This card is very strong. It is also a defensive raid, so when you raid it out of life, it lets you minus 1k something, so you can turn a 4k into a 3k and block with the 4k. It also can free block if you need to, so if your opponent's pressuring you for a lot of 4ks, you can block 4k and then just derate it, so you get to keep the body on board. Next, probably one of the scariest raids in the game when played right. This is Asuka's Model 2. When played, if there's 2 characters on your opponent's board with BP lower than their original, it gains double attack. So you use the 2-drop Asuka, this Asuka, or even the special, which we'll get to minus the opponent's board. And then it gains double attack. But then at the end of this character's attack, you can take 4 Willie cards that are in your trash, put them to the removal area, take the baby that's underneath this, put that away, making it an unrated card anymore, and it becomes a 7k. Can't be blocked by 3k's less. So this card goes 4k first swing, 4k second swing, 7k can't be blocked by 3k or less. So it's a triple attacker in one body, and that can put a lot of pressure on your opponent. Then we're playing 2 AA Wonder. This is just like in the Spear that we showed off the other day. When played, it's a force block, and when sidelined, you look at the top 5 for 2 cards that cost 5 or more. The only card you look for in this matchup is this 5-drop. I'm just playing it because it is another removal body, and lets us turn a 0-drop 500 into a 4k body. And also, you can just play as vanilla as a 4k. Also, it's a Willie trade, so it can be discard to Asuka, discard to Masato. You can just fill up your trash how you may need it to. Then we're playing probably one of my favorite cards in this whole deck. This is the 5-drop Model 8, the Mari raid. This character gains 500 for every card face down underneath it. You may ask, how is it going to get cards? Well, when played, it's draw 2, trash 1, so it already filters our hand. Activate main if on frontline. You get to choose a card on your opponent's frontline, give it minus 1,000. If that character's BP becomes 0 because of this minus 1,000, you get to take the top card of your deck and put it face down underneath it. So the first turn you play it, if you're able to kill a unit with it, it becomes a 45. The next turn, if you kill a unit with it, it becomes a 5k. So now your opponent really needs to special it, because if they don't special it now, the next turn, so your third turn of it being on the board, if you can minus and kill something with it, it becomes a 55, which means 99% of specials can't touch it unless they come out of life. But from hand, it's just now you just have a 55 that's always going to free block, and your opponent just can't do anything about it. It is a very deadly card, and overall probably one of my favoritely designed cards going forward. 3 finals and then 4 specials. The cool thing about this special, unlike other specials, most other specials care about names on boards. This special doesn't care. It is choose one character in your opponent's frontline, give it minus 3,000, and then choose a character in your opponent's frontline, it loses 1,000. Doesn't care about what name, so if we had Oops All Asukas, we can still play this. If we had Oops All Maris, we can still play this. Like, this special feels so good, especially when you set it up so, like, if they have a 2k body and a 4k body, you go play this, then raid your double attacker, but you raid on top of this 2-drop. So you raid it first, gain your double attack, then use this to kill the 4k that you minus by 3, and then you activate this Mari and kill the 2k that you minus by 1. And so now you buffed this, you did this, you took out 2 bodies on their board, and you have a triple attacker and another swing. Overall, I think this deck is very sneaky. It can play a very low to the ground strategy early on for against Spear or other decks that are like, oh, I need my energy. You poke for 1 or 2 damage, and then once your opponent puts 2 bodies on board, you like minus them, and then you hit them for like 5 attacks in a turn. I think one of the biggest plays I've done with this list is against Spear. I've showed them, I defensive rated one of these, and then I rated 2 on my own turn after I played a special. So I had 3, 6, 7, 8, and then 1 regular attack, so I had 9. I had 9 swings to their 2 life and 4 blockers. So even with 9 swings, even if one of their life was a special, that just takes 3. That's still 6 swings to 4 blockers and 2 life. Like, that still kills you. Like, it's outrageous that this is like the one deck where, like, if you have a really good hand, you could show 12 swings. Like, the highest high roll this deck could ever have is you hit all 4 of these, and you have enough finals to play them, and you have enough willies and trash, mostly like discarded for the Masatos. But if you have enough willies and trash plus the ones underneath them get discarded, you can go, hey, I have 12 swings. So even if theoretically they were at 7 life and had 4 blockers on board, that's 11. So if they have all bad life, all 12 swings could just kill your opponent right there. But that will probably never happen in this game. But if it did happen, you could show 12 swings. Some of the tech cards you could be playing for this deck, if you don't want to play like the Masato package and like Wonders and stuff, you can play 0-drop Shinji to fill the void of the 1-drop Mari to kind of help filter through our deck, try to get us to places. If you want to play... Where is it? You want to play the 6-drop Asuka. It just gives us another big body instead of the Wonder. This is another thing I'm trying, but I want to stay below 5 energy. But if you're keeping the Wonder in, this is also another card you could grab. I could see people playing it. And then you could play this 2-drop Kawaru, but you're really just playing it because it's just a 0-drop 25 is what you'd be playing it for. If you did play this Kawaru, I would heavily tell you to look into... Where's the good raid? This raid, the Mark 6. This is a when played, draw a card and then choose 1 card on your opponent's field or your field and take all the cards underneath it away. So to break it down in layman's terms and like simplify this for you, this is a raid that says draw a card, de-raid one of your opponent's things. Because it takes all the cards underneath it, so the card is no longer rated because there's nothing under it. So if your opponent's playing Spear and you go, well, I'll take the Shinji that's out from under you. Now this is just a vanilla 5k. You see Evangelion 13. Oh, it's a 6k with all these words? Well, now I'm going to take the cards out from underneath it. It's just a vanilla 4k. You playing against Red Kenshin. Their double attacker, vanilla 4k. Their impactor, vanilla 4k. You play against any of our other matchups that may be... Play against Toshi or the Kenpachi. Really the Kenpachi that's like, oh, I can de-raid myself. You go, nope, you're just a vanilla 4k. Xenon, the new one that like can buff or give impact. Nope, vanilla 4k. Yellow Girls does nothing against it. It just says draw a card. So most of the time you're probably going to play vanilla. Against Song, if they have the 3-drop unit in the back line, you can still play. You can derate it. Now they just have a vanilla 3K in their back. They don't get to buff things. Red Shinji, it can take away the 10K Impact 3. Red, the Mari raid, it can take away the double damage. Saito, he's no longer Impact. He just loses that. Toguro, he just becomes a 5K. Mito and all them, they lose their effects. So overall, it is a very good guard. But if we're just talking about the base list and what I think like this list can do, because most of these lists are going to be cookie cutter, so you can get a feel for the deck and then change the deck to fit your playstyle. Against Red Kenshin, you're playing a race with them. It's like, hey, I'm going to poke you, you're going to poke me. They're going to go double attack, you're going to go double attack. But you can kind of trade bodies for bodies with them. And then when it comes down to you wanting to close out the game, you go, hey, you know how you had double attack? Well, I have triple attack. And I'm just going to put pressure. Green Toshi, they can kind of stun your things, but like most of the time you're not putting your scary things to be stunned on the board until it's too late. And we don't rely on active energy generators. Xenon, same thing. We're kind of playing Weenie Rush. And then when they go like, hey, I want to snipe you, you're like, okay, you're going to snipe like a little unit, or you're going to snipe like this Kampachi raid, which then just, I get the body underneath it anyways still. So there's that. Yellow Girls, kind of the same thing. It's like, hey, they're going to hit us, we're going to hit them, and then we just try to close the game more swings. Spear, you can kind of rush them down while they try to set up to 7 energy. And then once they go, hey, I'm going to hit you for a whole bunch, you go, hey, I'm going to hit you for more. The mirror match, it's really just like you want to watch what bodies you're putting out there. You want to put bigger bodies because then they have to have the specials to kind of remove the bodies and go triple attacks. But if you put a whole bunch of little bodies, you can. It's easier for them to go triple attacks plus removing the board. Song, it's a little harder because we can't use our character abilities to target. So if you really want to kill a unit, you're gonna have to use like your special. But overall, in this matchup, all I've done is I minus everything besides the protected card. And then I just kill the rest of the board, and then they block with that card anyways. Both of the reds, it's the same thing. Red's going to try and rush you. It's like Kenshin, so you just play the race back and forth. This red, you just need to save your impact negators and like fodder little bodies to just be like, hey, I don't care about the impact 3. I don't care about your multi-swings. All right, all your multi-swings are done. It's my turn to multi-swing. Yellow Kikaru is probably like one of the scary matchups because they go faster, a little quicker. They're on 3-drop bodies, not 4-drop bodies like us. Mina, like if you stun our guy, sure, we'll just move forward and just play over it or just swing more. Saito, by the time you're trying to get live, we've already swung, done our damage. Toguro, this we can't really. We have to play like a more control game and look for our 5-drop raids because you can't really like weenie rush. If they have the Toguro that gives like minus 2k when it kills the body, it's kind of rough. Progressive, you're kind of doing the same thing they're doing. You're just going like, hey, I'm just going to run it down. And like the funniest tech is they have to target 1500 or higher bodies. So if you wanted, or like if your hand plays it out and you have a whole bunch of these Misatos, you can just put these on the front line and just poke them to death. Because since it's not above a 1500, they can't minus it. And if it BP isn't lower, then they can't go, hey, you can't block with this. The only thing they can do is like play the Mito raid. Then you can't block because you're 2k less. But like they can't use Awesome Effect or Restand or stuff like that because you don't have a body that they can minus on board. But overall, this is Purple Willie, and I really think this deck has a good chance at winning Nationals if it is played right and like if the draws are good. Just because like having a raid that by itself can just say triple attack, or you can just do double attack, and if your opponent doesn't kill it, next turn it's still a double attack because you go swing 4, swing 7. Just very strong. This is like the ultimate special target in the world because like if your opponent doesn't special it, it just progressively gets worse and worse and worse for your opponent to deal with. Until a point to where they literally can't deal with it anymore. Like, if you ever let this get to 55, it is just now a body on the field that you're like, okay, he gets to block and attack every turn and just swing 55 at me. That's terrifying. I've gotten it to 55, I think, twice in all my testing, but that's because my opponent just, I baited out the removals early, and then I stuck one, and then we just had a long, drawn-out game. Overall, I think the amount of draw this deck has between the Misato, the Mari, and the 2-drop Asuka, and then the Mari raid, you can filter through your deck enough that I don't think I want the Shinji here. I want the Willie target so I can discard it more to Misato. Another cool combo I like to do in this deck is this Mari. You target this Asuka, so now since that's double attack, you swing, they don't block, you draw. You swing, they don't block, you draw. And then you go to 7k, you go swing, they don't block, you draw. Like, this one card could draw you 3 cards. Or if you have like 2 of these in your hand, you play 2 of them after you play this, and you're like, hey, I'll swing, can I draw 2 cards? Hey, I'll swing, can I draw 2 cards? Hey, I'll swing, can I draw 2 cards? And then if it drew you 6 cards, that's wild. Forces your opponent, kind of like gives force block to this in like a funny way. But if this is the deck you're interested in, or if you come with like a spicy build for it, I'm more than welcome to look at it. Like I said, I think I like a build with the Mark 6 in it. I think this raid is underrated and is actually a very cool card. But if you think you have a better build or like something you want to show me, I'm more than welcome to it, and I would love to see it. But until then, this is Legit Vocals signing off, showing you Willie for Nationals this time. You guys have a wonderful day. See you tomorrow.